started going to Nigeria is because of the kidnapping of schoolgirls that are happening there, which is caused by the terrorist organization Boko Haram, which is originated from northern Nigeria. So Malala had a motive of making an appeal to the terrorist organization to release the kidnapped girls, but also to empower the right of education to the people there, especially children. Because when you look at the data and statistics of Nigeria as a country, it has one of the leading economy in Africa. It's really rich compared to other African countries. However, when you look at data on education, such as the Legatum Prosperity Index, they rank 137 out of 167 countries, which shows how poor their education is. But it's not just that. When it comes to accessibility of education, it is also really hard because they have a shortage of teachers there, hence proving once again why their education is really poor. So Malala had a thought that the fact that Nigeria has a poor education is linked to the violence movement that is happening by the terrorist organization Boko Haram. So to summarize it all, basically Malala wanted to make an appeal to the terrorist organization to release the kidnapped schoolgirls, but also to empower the right of education to all children there.
On 14th April 2014, Boko Haram militants attacked a government secondary boarding school in Chibok, Borno State, where girls from surrounding areas had gone to take exams. Boko Haram is an Islamist extremist terrorist organization based in northeastern Nigeria. Because of this tragedy, many schools in the region had to shut down, and Boko Haram was targeting them because of their opposition to Western education, which the militants believe that it corrupts the values of being a Muslim. But Chibok had not been attacked before, so it was felt safe to use the school for important final year exams. The gunmen arrived in the town late at night and headed for the school, where they raided dormitories and loaded 276 girls onto lorries. Some managed to escape within hours of their kidnapping, mostly by jumping off the lorries and running off into the bushes. So in total, only 219 girls were taken away. Since then, hopes were raised on various occasions that the 219 remaining girls might be released. Newspaper reports suggested that Boko Haram was hoping to use the girls as a negotiating pawn in exchange for their commanders, which have been captured by the police. So they would trade the girls for freedom of their commanders in jail. In 2016, 28 girls were rescued, and 82 more girls were then rescued in 2017, and the latest one being 2018, where one of the girls was rescued in January.
From the documentary, we know that education in Nigeria is not the same as it is in other countries. There are so many girls who can't go to school. Even the school Malala visited started from grade 9 up to grade 10, as they were a new school. But even if they were in a new school, they would only have education up to grade 12. When asked if their parents had any education or not, no one even raised their hands. Why is that? Why can't girls be given the opportunity to go to school in Nigeria? One of the most obvious barriers is poverty. As a country living with 70% of its people in poverty, many Nigerian families would force their girls into child labor, such as selling things on the street or becoming domestic helpers. Many of them would choose to obtain necessities as well, instead of spending their money on uniforms and books. Another barrier is infrastructure and lack of adequate resources. There is a lack of adequate resources and schools, such as the poor condition of the classrooms. Student-to-teacher ratios are also as high as 1 to 100 in many rural areas in Nigeria. Aside from that, we also have cultural reasons. This includes religion, child marriage, prejudice against education, and an ingrained sense of gender disparity. Also, while education is seen as vital for men to be able to provide for their family in the future, it is seen as a wasted investment for a girl. This is because there is still a huge wage gap between genders. Finally, we have safety reasons. Unfortunately, many families are still afraid to invest in education, especially after the Boko Haram kidnapping of 250 schoolgirls in 2014. A favorite quote of mine by Malala would have to be this. It is a notable quote for me as it shows Malala's love and admiration for education. It also shows that education can be for anyone, regardless of their gender and status. We often see Malala on social media, on the news, and on talk shows, but she still does her homework in GCSEs, like most of us going through school. We see that anyone can yearn for education, and anyone can yearn for growth through this quote. Speaking of young activists, another activist that I find is inspiring is Amanda Southworth. As a student in middle and high school, Amanda struggled with her mental health, experiencing depression, anxiety, and suicidal thoughts. Compelled by her own personal struggles, she felt inspired to create a guidebook for others with mental illnesses. In 2015, she launched Anxiety Helper, a mobile app that offers coping mechanisms and information about a variety of mental illnesses. As students live with parents and they go through pressure from school and competitions, it's very likely that they develop mental struggles. But they feel reluctant to seek for professional help, as their parents would find out and society would judge them. With a familiar platform, Amanda allows for others to cope with their mental struggles with a reassuring feeling.